Don't believe me, just watch.
Andrew Connor?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know Andrew.
I think so. Yeah.
Don't believe me, just watch.
We're back on the Morning Brew with friends, and we've been talking politics all morning. It's time to talk some policy.
All right.
That's what you prefer, that side of things.
I do. I feel like at the county, our job, and I know what it is, it's policy making board. But, you know, like any elected official position, at times you get brought into politics. But I try to leave that to the side as much as possible and just focus on what's good for the county.
Excellent. And speaking of the county, that means it's Bernco on the Brew. Oh, look at that. How great is that graphic?
Excellent.
Oh, we love our little Bernco on the Brew graphic.
That is great to see.
It's so much fun.
So we're on here a lot, I know. So that's good.
Right. It's about once a week we get to have somebody from the county. And we had the sheriff on a couple weeks ago. We've had a little bit of everybody.
They're doing a great job at BCSO. I mean, Manny and his undersheriffs. I think for 2015 we saw a decrease in violent crime around and
in the county anyway.
In the county, exactly. And I think specifically they talked about murder solved and all cases solved. So that's great. It's good to see.
Absolutely.
That. Keep those criminals off the street.
We're trying to line it up now with a little bit of luck, and Janice, maybe our producer here, can fill us in. But maybe I'm getting a shot at riding a helicopter.
Oh, really?
Yes, for the show.
Man. Oh, that would be good.
Right? Yeah, show exactly what those guys do when they're in the air and see what they look for. I've never been in a helicopter.
I've not. I've not
maybe
either.
You and I can hop in the Bernalillo County Sheriff's
Yeah, we'll go do a ride along.
That sounds good to me, man. But you guys are working on something very interesting. Speaking of law and order, it's the Vehicle Forfeiture and Seizure Ordinance.
Right.
And this is the thing that AP has been using this for years to help with the DWI problem.
Right.
And now Bernalillo County has expanded it, the right word, to include drag racing?
Exactly. You know, we've had, and this is one of the things I think is important, I appreciate you having us on the show to discuss it. You know, we've had a vehicle and forfeiture, or seizure and forfeiture ordinance in place for a long time. What we did was we added to it, to your point, expanded, and added you know, I've been getting a lot of comments about, is it called drag racing? Is it called street racing? And, you know, so the vernacular.
It's called fun.
It's called fun for some people, exactly, yet dangerous for all of us that are on the roads with them at the time they're doing it. So we added that piece of it. But what we did was we made sure that it's only after the first conviction. So you have to actually be convicted the first time before we could ever think about seizing your property. Well,
because there was, New Mexico now, I think the governor signed it last year, signed the law that says you actually have to be convicted.
Exactly.
And it's been a really interesting issue, the overreach in that world. I mean, there was the guy last year who we all read about who was just on the train driving through, remember this?
Right.
And he was on the train and some federal agents stopped him, and just because he looked suspicious, they took a bunch of cash from him.
Right, I remember hearing that.
Right, and he was never convicted. It took him a year to get his money back.
Almost like, I thought, $13,000 or $14,000 or something.
Yes, he was trying to make. I think he was trying to make a record.
Right,
and he just had cash on him, you know, and so it was one of those. After cases like that, you say, well, why is people's property being seized? And it's good to know that it is after the conviction.
Yeah,
with drunken driving, I think they can still seize it right away. Am I right?
Well, what they do is with any arrest, your property, i.e., your vehicle, which for DWI is held. It's held in impound.
It's evidence.
I'm sorry?
It's evidence at that point,
exactly.
I guess, right?
Yeah, it's held in impound, and upon your release, you're eligible to get that property back, assuming that you post the proper bail and pay the proper fees.
Right.
And so, you know, at that point that you're using that vehicle, whether it be, you know, illegal street racing or DWI, that vehicle, in my opinion, is a weapon. And so, you know, keeping that away from the general public until such time as you're let loose makes sense, and that's what we do. Upon conviction, the next time, that's when things really start to happen. If we were going to, you know, if you were going to forfeit and we were going to seize your property.
Right. So why is drag racing a thing now? I mean, it seems like kids have been out there racing cars all for years.
Yeah, they have, Dan, and that's.
What's changed?
Well, I guess what's changed is the number of calls that our office has taken, not only in District 4, but across the entire county.
District 4 is what part of the
So we've got the Northeast Heights up by the foothills, and then we've got all the way on the west side. So you've got, you know, Montgomery, you've got Tramway, you've got San Mateo. These are all hot spots where, specifically, and then you've got the South Valley out by Trisco, where there are long stretches of
unpoliced roads.
Unpoliced or you know, no lights, right? So you can have a long straightaway. And so
you're making me think of where I want to go.
Yeah, where you want to do this. But, the activity, speeding and reckless driving, is always illegal.
Right.
So whether or not you're doing it in a organized format on the streets, or you're doing it just because you're driving on the highway,
right.
It's always, never been legal. So I don't know what's made it more popular, so to speak. I guess just maybe the thrill for them. I'm not sure. I don't do it, so I'm not really aware.
Where are the alternatives then? I know that there's got to be a place then where you can send somebody if you want to drag race your car. There's got to be a place where you can go to do it,
well,
right?
and that's a great point. We've gotten some comments after we put the ordinance in place saying, hey, we just need a place to go. So, I think we're open to finding that place. I'm not sure. I know that there are a couple of, I believe, throughout the county. There used to be and I don't know if it's called Sandia Park or somewhere, racetrack. And
there is the racetrack, and that's out by the dump. And then, of course, there is the actual dragway, which is it's right there off Bobby Foster Road,
right,
near the old Journal Pavilion.
Yes,
but they're not open all the time, and you have to get lucky and get a night where you can take your own car. Otherwise, you're watching professionals, which is also a ton of fun, by the way.
Sure. A friend of mine owns a drag racing facility in Sykeston, Missouri, so I'm aware of it, right? I mean, and
is there any way the county can work to find
I think we're open to it.
Okay.
We're definitely open to it. I would love to sit down with the business owners and say, is there a way that we could utilize this facility? I mean, obviously, think about it, Dan, there's a lot of liability involved in any of these things, right?
Absolutely.
So even if you're in a place where there is no external traffic, so you're at a true drag strip, there's still liability for the people driving the car and liability for the people that own it. So there'd have to be some things worked out. But I think that would be much safer than doing it on Montgomery in Wyoming. And if I were driving a car, I'd want to be in the most safe environment, at least personally for me.
Absolutely.
And sometimes the streets of our state aren't always safe regardless. So, I mean,
absolutely.
So many people.
We'll be back in just a couple of seconds in the Morning Brew with Friends. I think we got our buddies from the Fusion Theater.
Oh, wow.
Talking about their new show in just a couple of seconds on the Morning Brew with Friends.